Hey, what's going on, family? How everybody doing tonight, man? How everybody doing? This is your boy Abia. Man, I don't even really need an introduction. Y'all know my ugly mug and y'all know my nasty voice. Like, stop playing with me. But this is the Spit Your Truth podcast, the indigenous edition. See, we did the coveting edition. Now we on the indigenous edition. See, I'll be trying to just bring the awareness to the people in all facets of Torah and life and everything. But, once again, I got my brother and my sister, Moray Yaakov, and my sister, Toya. And we on here, and we gonna spit our truth, and we gonna talk about what we always come to talk about. What's up, y'all? We gonna talk about what we always talk about. The Most High, our people, and our land, and reclaiming our indigenous heritage, and being a proud people once again. Instead of being people that that always get beat down and just downtrodden, we trying to be people that overcome and that's resilient and that's better. So all praise to the Most High. So let me turn this down, y'all, because we rocking hard. I'm gonna have it playing low in the background, though. I like the little low background noise, but let me close this. My son over there tweaking, like playing his game on his phone. All right, so we did the other one, and I wanted to get a couple questions because I know y'all got some scriptures to bring out, but I just want to ask a couple questions and to start the conversation off. All praise to the Most High first and foremost. I'm looking at the camera and it's boy, that's how you know you don't even know your own equipment. I'm looking at the camera, it ain't even where I'm looking at. Tripping. All praise. But so we just had Trump and the State of Union address, and Ilhan Omar with her bob head ass, she was in there acting crazy, just like with all the other immigrants that that oppose Trump and oppose that. I'm gonna just say it, they anti-black. Because to be anti-American is to be anti-black. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they anti-black, and I was looking at the State of Union, and just the utter disrespect to black Democrats that the Democrats shown. And Trump exposed. Well, we knew this, but Trump, he put them on blast, and they couldn't do nothing. And he was like, "Man, it's a shame. This is embarrassing. Y'all don't even want to stand up." But my question to y'all is that, do y'all think that what he did and what happened at the State of Union was a show tell sign of what's to come, or do y'all feel like it's just we are, the pot is already boiled over and now we just like kind of cleaning up the mess?
Yeah, you seen what he told when he was like, stand up if you believe in protecting the rights of the United States citizens over illegals, and all the Democrats stayed seated?
Yeah,
That was crazy. And then the woman he was talking about, I can't pronounce her name, right? The Somali woman, right? Yeah, like her screaming out, "You a murderer," and all that. Like, yo, why are you here? How did you get in office here? Like, your home is way on the other side of the world. Why are you here? Like, he's not like you're actually here, and you're mad and upset with him because he don't want you here, but you have a home over there. We're not welcome over there. But I was more so like, I was just surprised at how Democrats in your face. See, to me, that shows how asleep the so-called black community is, because for them to air that on national television, like Democrats staying seated, when he told them like, "Hey, if you believe in protecting the rights of the U.S. citizens over illegals," and they staying seated, but the U.S. citizens are the black Americans.
Right.
So How could you stay? You know what I'm saying? How could you stay seated and then for the Black American community to think that's cute? Like, yeah, they going against Trump. It's like Black Americans are like really focused on going against the United States white men, not even knowing that that's not even your only enemy. The whole world is your
Right.
enemy. Like you don't have no friends, no allies.
Right. Did I was looking at how many seats do immigrants hold in the 119th Congress, United States Congress. They hold 13% of the seats. You know who else holds 13% of the seats? Black Americans. They are right there with us politically. They're above us. And then they go start they already undermining, but they go really undermine. See that they everywhere they popping up. Immigrants built America. Immigrants. I'm like, well, if y'all built America, why y'all ain't built up y'all home? You know. But I seen where that percent. It's crazy because if the white man only makes up 54% of America, something like that. That's what they say. But see, those are conflated numbers too, because we got the Europeans, the French, we got the Polish, the German, not the Germans, but the Polish, the Irish, the ones that came over here and Ellis Island, excuse me, the Ellis Island immigrants, and they, further on down the line, they started the Ku Klux Klan, but their numbers are conflated too. So they got a whole flat whiteness thing too, I guess, but we don't care about that. But they do possess like command, like about, I would say like 45 to 50% of, the seats in the U.S. Congress right now. And once that number dwindles down below 50, and we can get in there and start to vote in, and we up higher, we can vote them out of seats and vote them out of America. And that's what they scared of. But that's a whole nother different story. But what I have seen is that it's crazy that these immigrants are holding 13%. And it's not just like immigrants, it's first generation anchor babies too. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been here for a while. They first generation anchor babies is holding these seats, and they've been living around us for a long time. So they done built up a good enough hate, because some immigrants, they love the white man, but they love the white man, but they don't love Trump. I don't get that. Y'all love all the other pedophiles and the sexual deviants and the bestiality partakers and the partakers of porn. Y'all love all them other white men that do all that, but then when it come to Trump, it's like he's a pedophile. like, but your Uncle Jimmy won too. You ain't saying nothing about him. But as we look at the way that America is going right now, I really do think that we need to get them out of office. We definitely need to get them out of office, because they gonna undermine us every way, which way they can. And that the State of the Union, just if that didn't show Black Democrats, I don't know. What you think, bro? You think it's close to being that's a foretelling of what's to come, or like it's just shit done hit the fan right now, and we just like trying to clean up the pieces?
No, I think it's I think Trump is just ushering in what's to come. And the Negro need to just keep their head down and make sure they stay out of the way.
Facts.
And make sure that they are connected to the Creator. Because the Bible says that He's going to declare the end from the beginning. So what was there from the beginning, He's going to bring back.
Right.
So if the pale man wasn't there from the beginning, he's going to be eradicated out. Or he's going to be pushed back to where he was where he was.
Right.
But the thing is, who's supposed to have been in charge is going to be brought back to the forefront.
Right. Right. Definitely. But well, why he doing this thing? So do you feel like that more brothers and sisters need to get aware as to what's going on as far as with them trying to destiny swap with us, like, because that's what it is. They destiny swapping because they saying this out of Africa thing, and we from Africa and all this and that, just to disenfranchise us from our land. Because if they tell us that we from somewhere else, then we won't even dig in deep and see if we really from here or about the land here. And they make us hate America so much. Like when I first came into the truth, man, they, the brothers and the sisters, they taught, that America was this and it's Babylon and this and that. They made us hate America. And it's like, huh?
No, I'm ready. I'm listening.
Yo, and I'm gonna just land real quick, but after I got older into the truth, I started to really know and see, like, if just theoretically speaking, I asked my elder one time this. I said, man, theoretically speaking, if we got deported, where would we go? Like, where would if Trump told us niggas get out now, where would we go? And I always thought about that. Like Africa damn sure don't want us. They want us because they think that we gonna be cheap labor. They think that they gonna try to get over on us like the white man did. But see, the Most High say that's only gonna happen one more time. After that, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Africans on the continent thinking, that we get over there, they go scam us out of our American dollars and all that stuff like that. But I do see a shift in what's going on. Like I said, I don't have nothing bad about Africans or Caribbeans. Like none of them. Like they just need to mind their damn business. That's what it is. They just need to mind their business. Yeah. Yes.
It's the truth too, like, because I always thought about it as well. Like, no matter how much we scream like about our indigenous history, it's the church. Like right now, the church is the biggest voice for so-called Black America, and you got churches out here like Amy Zion churches, right? African Methodist Episcopal churches, right? And so if you got an Amy Zion church, your whole church is built off of the African theory. The churches are the ones that's pushing this out of Africa narrative on our people. And because most of our people go to church, they not in the Bibles, they not doing their genealogy, they're gonna follow behind the church. And when you look at when it's time to vote, when you go vote, who are the people that's out there passing out papers telling you who to vote for? It's the people from your church. Yeah. Like your churches, they get weaponized every 4 years when it's time to vote. Like I know that's how it is where I'm from. Like they get out with their papers and they stand there and they tell you who to vote for and they look at you funny, like you know what it is, you know what you better do. It's the church. Like and that's the deep sleep though. That's the Isaiah 29:10. Until we get the church out of here, we'll never be able to like over Trump them. But I feel like the church seeing what we're doing, talking about our genealogy and like getting rid of all this out of Africa, you know what I'm saying, crap. They seeing what we're doing. Now they're doing anything. Like now they got Cardi B. That's why Cardi B just got the NCAAP award, right? And I was like, why would they give her that award? Because she's like becoming the face of the Democrat Party now, and Black people love Cardi B. Mm-hmm. She's not Black American. She's not even so-called Afro-Latino. I know you don't like that word, but I don't know what else to, you know what I'm saying? They call them, right? So she's not even a so-called Afro-Latino, but she's becoming like the face of the Democratic Party because they see she got the biggest influence on so-called Black people. And that's crazy.
Right. She's a Latino. She's from Dominica. She's from Dominican Republican, I think. Like she's Dominican, and you know they love saying that they ain't black. So okay, like okay, like everybody like we supposed to feel some type of way because they when they were saying that they wasn't black, like it was some of us that was like, man, yes y'all were. I'm like, okay, like cool, like I'm glad y'all felt that way, you know, but yeah, Cardi B, and the only reason they gave that to her because the whole NAACP ain't nothing but immigrants and tethers anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't. It's very little Black Americans in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's more immigrants and just like NORAD. You know that the leader of the NORAD just died. You know, rest in peace, Jesse Jackson. But he was like one of the representatives and leaders of NORAD. But they gave them NORAD, him and Al Sharpton and all them. They sent them in when the Negroes got when the police killed somebody. Negroes got mad and started rioting. And that's when they sent Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton in to calm everybody down. You know what I'm saying? And last time they tried that up there in Ferguson, that shit ain't work. They turned that nigga right back around and said, get out of Ferguson now. Because black folks are starting to wake up. Yeah, we starting to wake up and we starting to be like, man, no. We, you know, if we go be reclassified, then let us do the classification. If we go be anything, let us tell you who we are. Not y'all telling us. It's not about to be the other way around anymore. And I love it. I love that for our people. Like, I love that for our people. So do we have any, because I know the last time we was talking about like scripture that we can bring out to solidify our claim of indigenous, I can't say the other word, I'm gonna mess it up and I don't even want to sound stupid, but our indigenous right, birthright, you know, do we have anything? Because I know y'all was talking about like certain scripts, and the last one you was talking about what was it, Second Kings or something like that. So I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. I'm about to just sit back and listen, man. Like that, I just want to listen and learn right now. So whatever y'all got to teach me, let's go.
Nicole, did you want to go first, or if not, can you pull the Second King for me, or you can go ahead and go if you want.
No, go ahead. Second Kings what?
Second Kings 2:24.
You said 2:24? All right. Second Kings 2:24. You want me to read it?
Yes.
It says, and he turned back and looked on them. It's Second Kings, the second chapter, verse 24. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Creator. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the woods and tear 40 and 2 children of them.
Now I brought that scripture up. Like, we didn't read the whole story. I'm just, because like if y'all want to read it, you can go back and read the whole story. But like, so the Bible talks about bears a lot, right? The only problem is they don't have bears over there in the Middle East or in Africa. They only got one bear, and that's called the Syrian brown bear. Like they don't have bears. So out of all the places in the Bible that you're reading about bears in the woods, and it's specifically saying bear in the wood, which means they have to be trees, right? Vegetation.
Yeah.
They only have one type of bear over there called the Syrian brown bear. So with Syrian over there, is that supposed to be the promised land? Like all these places, you know, in the Bible that you have bears, right? That's one of them. That's why I wanted to bring that up. If you know what I'm saying, like if you study the Bible, you know the stuff add up. Like for example, 2 Samuel 25:20. Nicole, do you mind pulling that one?
2 Samuel 25:20. That's what it says. Hold on. Second Samuel. You say 25, you only go to 24.
Yeah, you see, we're talking about the lion in the pit.
Hold on.
I'm trying to read my handwriting. It might be 23 and 20 if you don't see it in 25, 20. But it's second Samuel.
20. All right. What? Bro, what is you?
23, 20.
Stop being that jerk.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about the lion.
Yeah, Second Samuel 23, 20. Yeah. It says, hold on.
I'll sit in there.
Oh no, this is not it. What the world? That is what the world?
It might be 25 or 20 if it's not 23 and 20.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
All right. So when we talking about the bears, you know, you said that the bears, and it's only one bear that's like, you know, native to that land. And I thought, man, like that always was curious to me too, because I'm like, you never hear about a bear in over there in the Middle East, or you know, like, because it ain't nothing but desert. Like, how they gonna live? You know, like, oh, it just seemed like they just was playing in our face with the Bible.
They were
What?
like
Yeah, it just seemed like they was like. Yeah, it do just seem like they was really playing in our face with certain things, and like I really have a strong feeling that, you know, like more so ever now that, like, you know, none of us come from Africa. Like, so I was looking at the word ethnogenesis. And I actually was trying to see how long it would take for a group of people to go through a ethnogenesis, right? It was saying in extreme situations, it could take from anywhere from 100 to 300 years, and then like in just moderate situation, it'll be like 1,000. So I'm looking at like, what, son? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So I'm looking at like how the extreme measures, and one of the extreme measures was like, you know, war, poverty, stuff like that. And I'm like, well, our people went through that. So, you know, if they want to say the pan.
Can't hear you.
You muted.
Okay, yeah. Oh, my bad. So, like, if they want to talk about these African slaves, that they say that African slaves came from, Africa and came on a boat, which we know was only like, excuse me, like about 100, between 100 and 400 and something African slaves that came here. If they want to say that we came from them, or even if they want to say that 380,000, okay, they want to say that. Let's just talk about the ethnogenesis that they went through when they were here. Now, ethnogenesis it's not a biological thing. It's more of a cultural thing, like assimilation type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, even though, it's not a biological thing, I think that once you be around the people for so long and y'all mingle and stuff like that through DNA, the weaker DNA gets scrubbed out. The weaker DNA gets scrubbed out, and we know that. Let's just be real. We know Hamite DNA weak, for real, for real. Look at the Somalians. Like, that's some weak ass DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just some of them people that's over there, they just look like they got weak DNA. But I always like, now that I'm in it, I'm just like, well, if y'all want to talk about it and say that it were slaves that came over here, we got to talk about the ethnogenesis that they went through. But other than that, I was just like trying to talk and buffer between y'all getting scriptures. Yeah, I was just running my mouth, but so.
No, but I'm ready to read.
Go ahead. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna mute up.
2 Samuel 23:20. Benaiah. Oh man, my phone just.
Okay. You said where are we going? What scripture are we going?
Can you pull up second Samuel 23:20?
Yeah, it got dark over there.
Can you pull up 2 Samuel 23:20?
2 Samuel 23:20.
Okay, y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right, 2 Samuel 23:20.
Here it goes. I got it.
Says,
okay, go ahead.
You got it?
Yeah. It says, hallelujah, and Benaiah the son of Jehoiada, the son of the valiant man of Cazabel, who had done many acts. He slew two lion-like men of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of the pit in a time of snow.
Yeah. So I wanted to read that one, right? Because if you know anything about lions, when people think of lions, they think of Africa, right? The Lion King. Those lions live in savannas, right?
Yeah.
They don't get snow. They can't handle snow. They don't get snow.
Yeah.
When you're thinking about a snow in the pit, like a lion in a snow in a pit, that's a mountain lion. That's a lion like the puma or the cougar. That's indigenous to America. They don't have that over there in Africa. But when people think about the lion, they want to automatically attribute that to the lion over there in Africa. But actually, it was the lion here. Just like the movie Wakanda. Side note, that was about a so-called Black Indian, right?
Right.
But there's the lion symbol there, right? So, but again, they're gonna make everything Lion King. They're gonna make that African. They're gonna Africanize everything. Two, I don't know if you having phone issues, so I'm gonna just kind of go through it. Also, horses, right? If you read in the Bible, it talks about horses a lot. But if you Google, horses actually originated in America.
Yeah.
And they want to say that they had went extinct and that they basically came back with Europeans when they came over here. So when you're reading the Bible and it's talking about the horses and horses and the horses in Egypt and the horses in all these different places, you got to keep in mind that horses have been in Africa. Also,
Right.
keep this in mind as well, right? Because I did like a whole research about their weather and everything over there. Man, so if you go to, let me get the exact verse. They don't get a lot of precipitation over there.
Yeah, they
So,
don't.
like for example, if you go to, and it's a particular verse, like if you go to Deuteronomy 8 and 9, right?
Deuteronomy
You
8 and
can see
9.
like that. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I normally have like the scriptures on me,
Now you
but
good.
right now I'm just on my phone and it'll throw me off if I try to look at it.
All right, you said Deuteronomy 8 and 9. Hallelujah. And a
Uh-huh.
land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness. Thou shalt not lack anything in it. A land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayest dig brass. Yeah, brass ain't. I ain't never heard them digging brass out of Africa. I gotta say that. Like, I ain't never heard of that. Now, I know that
Now,
they. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. I was gonna point something out, but what you was gonna say?
We all know about the iron and the iron age, the brass age, steel age, and all that. But that was just like the tools and the manufacturing tools, metals that they was working with at that time. So that was like the whole world type of thing. That wasn't just like specific to one continent. But go ahead.
All right, so in that verse when it says it like scarceness, just use that word scarceness, right? Basically say you won't
Uh-huh.
lack and want anything, right? So the
Yeah,
promised land, and not only the promised land, Assyria,
ooh, your mic
but if
going
you
out.
go to the Middle East, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Can you hear me? All
Yeah,
right.
we can hear
But
you.
if you look up the Middle East and Africa, right?
Uh-huh.
Look up the Middle East and Africa water, and it would tell you the most water scarce places in the world is Egypt, the Middle East. Over there where they say the promised land is supposed to be. That is
Yeah,
actually the most water scarce. It actually says the word scarce. When the Bible tells you this land, there will be no scarceness. It won't lack anything, right?
yeah,
The promised land, Syria, all these places around it was supposed to be well watered. They don't have the water source over there. And like even with that, they don't have it. Like if you look up whirlwinds, the Bible is always talking about whirlwinds. Job 37:9 talks about whirlwinds. Isaiah 5:28, whirlwinds. Isaiah 17:13, whirlwinds. Isaiah 41:16, Ezekiel 1 and 4, Nahum 1 and 3 talks about whirlwinds, right? They only
right,
have whirlwinds over there in South Africa. So is the promised land supposed to be in South Africa?
right, right. That
Like
makes sense.
whirlwinds, the most tornadoes in the world. Yeah, the most tornadoes in the world happens here in America. We actually have a place called that Tornado Alley.
Right.
And so they don't get the hell. Hell is very rare. The Bible talks about hell. Job 38:22, Psalm 78:47, Psalms 148 and 8, Isaiah 28 and 2, Psalms 18:12, right? It talks about Isaiah 32:19, talks about hail in the forest. They don't get hail over there. That's very, very rare because they don't get a lot of precipitation. And a lot of the precipitation that they do get in Africa comes around like they have like this thing called like the belt line. They very seldom have like their water situation, but we always hear about their water situation. Everything they gotta go through, you know what I'm saying, to get water. Also trees, right? I don't know if you're Cove up, but if he not up, trees, right? So you know the Bible is always talking about the cedar tree. Um, Especially with Lebanon, Isaiah 2:13, the cedars in Lebanon, right? How they lifted up. Hosea 14:6, it talks about the smell of Lebanon, right? The Lebanon and the Promised Land is known for its cedar trees, right? The biggest cedar tree in the world is in the Olympic Peninsula in the U.S. That's in Washington. Like America out west has the biggest
Yeah, yeah. The
cedar
biggest
tree.
trees, right? Yeah. Yeah, them trees are thousands and thousands of years old. Like the
Right.
redwoods, some things 100, 200 feet tall. Yeah. I don't know if you guys went out there to see them, man, but it's a beautiful sight, man. I urge anybody to get out there to the upstate New York and just really like look at them big old trees, man. You'll be surprised. Like, man, the earth gives us clues that everything was bigger back then, you know, and that
Mm-hmm.
even people might have been bigger, you know. Like we know that it was giants and stuff like that, but like the average person might have been bigger, a little bit taller, you know, and food was bigger and all that. So yeah, it definitely. I urge anybody and everybody to get out there and look at them trees, though. But go ahead, sis.
Um, Even if you look up the Jordan, right? You know how like in the Jordan Joshua 3:15, it talks about the Jordan overflowing its banks, right? And it talks about the harvest. If you look up the Jordan that they say is over there, they have a water scarce problem. Like they have to use irrigation. Like they have man-made water. They don't they don't get it's not natural for them over there. The most well-watered place is America. Like the Mississippi River. It runs all the way through like the middle part of America. Even
Right,
corn, you know, the Bible is always talking about corn and it's talking about the grain of seahorse. That's before Egypt. And it sits, by well waters, right? By a lot of waters, right? Corn is indigenous to America. Like
right.
they didn't get corn over there. They didn't get corn over there until the Europeans came over here and brought it back and took it back over there. Before then, they didn't have corn. So where was the Bible talking about these ears of corn? All of that stuff is indigenous to America. Just even the gopher wood, because the last time you brought up like so Noah in the ark, it talks about the gopher wood, right? Man, the gopher wood is only found in Georgia and Florida. That's what Noah built the ark with. I mean, you can actually look that up, and that's Genesis 6:14, when it talks about the gopher wood that Noah made the ark with. Because you did
You
ask
said
me
it.
something about North Carolina.
Yeah, you said it's only you can only find it in Georgia and where?
Florida. Look if you look it up right
Whoa.
now, gopher wood in Georgia and Florida.
Whoa. Let's check that out. But go ahead, I'm listening though, sis.
Yeah, so all these places, like even in Second Kings, I'm just calling out scriptures for anybody that want to go back at a later time. Like I definitely always will read them, but again, I don't have my tablet and stuff on me right now. But like Second Kings 18:32, you have like the king of Assyria talking about Hezekiah, how he was threatening to take them back to a land like their own, a land of milk and honey, right? So even Assyria had land like Israel's land. Egypt had land like Israel's land, right? Remember, the Israelites was complaining the most, like, you took us from a land of milk and honey and you didn't even bring us into that. They were known for like being well watered. Egypt was known for its great waters. That little Nile River they got over there, I'm not disrespecting it. That don't do it. Like, I had it written down. Like, they just have a water scarce problem. And if you look it up, Egypt and water, they have like a water issue.
That's deep. Yeah, they always had like water problems over there in Egypt. You
Yeah, did you
right,
look
sis.
up the Gulf War?
Yeah, it says in Florida, it says I can't pronounce the word. It says Torea, Torea. Taxiflora is that's the scientific name for it, but it's gopher wood.
It's texfolia.
Mm-hmm.
It's texfolia.
Yeah, texflorly. Yeah, texflorly. I'm gonna mess it
tree.
up.
It's another cedar, another type of a cedar tree.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture like, yeah, that looked like some strong wood too. Man, that is deep. It says it's in North Carolina too. Man, I
Nicole put
really
me on that.
about North Carolina for real. Like, I really do. Like, the people there
But
are
I
just
was gonna
like,
say though.
say what now, sis?
Now you said the people there is like what?
Y'all just built different. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's like when you talk about Southern hospitality. Like, yeah, I was looking at the video that we did the other day, like last Saturday, and I was looking at today, and you was talking about how, you know, like, y'all don't have skyscrapers, y'all don't have like big glass buildings and nothing like that. It's just like more down home, like, you know, mom and pop store type of things. Like, everybody know everybody, and you said you was down there doing everybody's genealogy and stuff, and I'm like, that just sounds like, you know, like what we was used to, like, you know, having that home type feeling, that down home feeling, you know. And every time I meet somebody from the Carolinas, either south or north, they always are very hospitable, you know. So yeah, I really do think that it's something special about them Carolinas that we overlooking, and, you know, as Black people in America. But we gonna get to that sooner or later, you know.
Well, it's the South, really, because it was just Carolina. They the ones that drew the lines and made it North and South Carolina. Before that, Georgia was included in with North and South Carolina. So all these people down here was the same people roaming the same lands. They divided us up with them lines, with their, with
Right.
their politics, with their system when they came over here.
Yeah. And it definitely is it's definitely something special about them Carolinas. I can't put my finger on it, but when I do, I'll definitely tell y'all.
Yeah. So, like, Ezekiel 26-15 tell you that the Creator spied the promised land is the glory of all lands. I mean, no disrespect, but the glory of all lands ain't in Africa. Like, it's here.
It
That's why
can't
they
be.
keep running over here.
Yeah, it can't be. Like, and that's the thing. That's another telltale sign that our people need to really look at. Like, why are everybody running over here? People like Africans, they can run, they asylum seekers, they can run to another country in Africa, but no, they flee all the way across the map. Like, if this ain't the land of milk and honey, I don't know what to tell people. Like, and that's a telltale sign that, that one, the scripture was true, that everybody was gonna be, they was gonna tether themselves towards us, to us, and for two, that everybody was gonna tether themselves to our land. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the best land. Like, think about it, America's, like, it's just not United States or North America. America consists of 3 continents and like 100 and something islands. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a big territory. We just not in America. I mean, we just not in North America. Our people, we got people down in South America, Central America. That we gonna skip over the Mexicans. Like, I am talking shit. Like, but no disrespect to my Mexican people, man. Y'all just gotta tighten up, man. For real, man. Y'all gotta tighten up.
I said they be disrespecting us. They just don't do it. They don't. They're not gonna call you a ninja to your face like back in the 1930s and 40s. But they just say that behind your back, or they say it in another language. But they don't. They Mexicans and Latinos hate so-called black people more than the U.S. white man.
Yeah, they do. Because you know what I found out? Like, and this is no slight to y'all brothers, but y'all kind of weak for real. Like, and y'all don't know how to stand up for what y'all won't. Like, y'all don't know how to stand up and fight. See, and that's the biggest thing. Like, everybody, they admire us but hate us in the same sense, because we didn't have nowhere to go. We couldn't run. We couldn't flee. We had to sit here and fight with this white man for centuries. We had to. Our ancestors had to, and now we are. And now it done got to the point like we ain't going nowhere. This our shit. Like, y'all go. Like, so now the narrative has changed to, man, shit, where we gonna go, y'all? Like, these white motherfuckers don't want us here. To, man, where y'all go? We don't want y'all here. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole narrative has changed, and it's beautiful. Like, but the white men know they days is numbered, and the Latino, let's just say the Puerto Ricans, they definitely hate us. They hate us, and they act like they don't. They do. Mexicans definitely hate us. Like, they be talking that old Mexico shit and that old broken ass Spanish and shit. It ain't even real Spanish. It's like the patois of English. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's trash, but it ain't real Spanish. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you hear somebody from like the DR or like a Caribbean Spanish speaking country that's not the Puerto Rico, like, you hear them speak Spanish, it's gonna sound different. Like, and it just sounds more like accurate, but I don't know. I'm not a Spanish speaking person, like, but they definitely don't like us, and I wonder why. All this time, like, they came over here and, you know, they did what they had to do, but I'm like, well, when people say, "Oh, who go do this and who go do that?" I'm like, well, was they doing that in they? See, it always revert back to, was they doing that in their own land? Because you can't talk about us. You wasn't doing what you saying that we not doing in your land. You fled here. Like, you can't say that black men ain't this and black men ain't that. We didn't flee. We ain't leave our country. 19 million orphans in Africa right now. 19 million. That's way more orphans than we ever had in our community. 19 as of 2026. Where's they daddies at? They be the main ones talking about something. You don't know your daddy. Nah, you just projected because you don't know your daddy. like, you know what I'm saying? They just projected. It's sad. It's sad because when they come over here, they get a birth certificate and they get a birthday. But when they go over to Africa, they don't get that. You know what I'm saying? They don't get none of that. And you know, like, big ups to the South Americans, man. They over there, they the blacks. I always say this, they the blacks of America, of Africa, because they tired of immigrants too. Like, they want the Kenyans out. Huh?
What you say in South Africa, right?
In South Africa, they is just tired of immigrants. I know a couple South African people, and they be like, man, the Zimbabweans, the Nigeria, man, everybody hate Nigeria. Every country, like, you be on, like, I be on TikTok and I be hearing like some of the Africans talk about how they do not like, they disdain for Nigeria, and then Nigeria, they like the uppity class, but they got the worst country in Africa. Like, other than what's the fucking Ghana, they say Ghana is a crap hole, but I don't know. I ain't never been over there, but I know for a fact that Nigeria is a crap hole, because I got a couple people that live there, and they, you know, show me videos like, why is it trash on the ground? Like, why is that? Like, and they just like, man, this is how we live. Like, you think you got a couple dollars for me? Like, the conversation always end up with me they want some money and shit. Like, that's how I know that they over there hurting. And then now, all the other stuff that's going on over there, it's just, big ups to Africa, man. I hope that they can they can cut the tribalism, the xenophobia, and come together and unite Africa. But they can't because their oppressors look like them. And that's the problem. Our oppressors like us, they look like white men. They the white man, and white men don't look like us. So we got a clear distinction of who our enemy is, but the Africans don't. They don't know who their enemy is for real because their enemy look like them. And it's sad. Like, they over there, they got their own little diaspora war going on. They need to stop adding us to it because we delineating from that bullshit. But
they get their value. What I noticed about West Africans, right? They get their value from the African slave trade theory. As long as Black Americans are saying they came from West Africa on slave ships, that gives the West African, they basically take credit for everything that's happened in America. Everything that your ancestors have done, they're gonna say that was them. They came over here in slave ships and built America. That's why they come over here. Then you can't even tell who they are, but we can tell who they are. But the average person is gonna just see a melanated person and be like, you Black. So they get to walk around and benefit off of being you. They hold value and worth comes off of the so-called Black American.
Oh, no, I don't know, sis, because these white folks, they starting to be like, nah, you ain't American Black, nah, you African, you this, you that. Like, they really starting to like peep. I guess it's the hairline, like, you know what I'm saying, the hairline, and they cheekbones. They not like in the front of their face, they like on to the side of their face, they cheekbones, so they look different than us. Than us. Yeah.
And their skin is rough too. They got like alligator skin. Like they skin different because see, even if you find like a dark skin, really, really dark skin so-called Black American, their skin texture, not the complexion. The texture of their skin is gonna be different from an African. African has rougher, more alligator-like skin than a Black American is real smooth, chocolate like.
Right. Yeah. Yep, and yeah, you're right. They do got different type skin to us, like, and they have a different, distinctive smell too, like how we have a distinctive smell, but it's not, it's not a musk or a stink. It's like it's hard to tell. It's hard to like explain like our smell, but it's like an aphrodisiac. You know what I'm saying? But with them, it's kind of like. And no disrespect, but it's like they like must. Like, you know what I'm saying? They must.
It does smell like that. I was waiting for you to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, they musty. Like, and they can't be mad at us because we calling it out. Like, use deodorant, damn it. Like, wash your ass. I had did a live with and some Somalians came on and we was talking about how they all wipe their butt, right? And somebody was like, they don't wipe their butt. They use the water in the toilet, like a bidet. So he said, man, y'all ain't never heard of nobody.
You muted. You went out. You muted.
Oh, yeah, but they was like, they would talk about, what part did you hear? Because they was talking about, when they talked about the bidet, and they said that the brother was like, man, because I was on the live with one of them, and we was talking about how they don't wipe their ass. he was like, man, you ain't never heard of a bidet? And I'm like, what? Like, but what, like, when you don't have the water shooting up, then what do you do? Like, y'all don't use toilet paper, so what y'all just use the toilet paper, the water in the toilet to wipe y'all ass? Like, yeah, they don't use toilet paper. Huh?
That was like the thing on Babs, right? You seen Babs back in the day with Halle Berry?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You remember the little
Yeah.
water faucet thing they turned on and they couldn't turn it off? That's what you're talking about, right? Where the water shoot
Uh-huh.
up?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, but they don't have bidets in Somalia though. So what do y'all do? Like I asked him, I said y'all didn't even know about a bidet until y'all came from out of Somalia. Like, what are you talking about? Like, don't sit here and talk about y'all been doing this and y'all been using bidets and y'all barely got running water over there and electric and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm not trying to talk about. Huh? Yeah, nah. They probably do use the leaves or they hand. I mean, I don't never. Huh?
No, I'm just agreeing. Like, yeah, that's.
Yeah, I never take an African hand, man, ever. Like they wiping they butt like the military. I'm good. Like, but yeah, man. I understand these people. I don't understand them because they, I was about to lie, but I don't understand them because they, they they have so much to say about us, so many negative things to say about us, but they, they want to be around us so much. Like, and the fact that, we have historical and biblical proof that we were here first. And we were here like before people were talking about out of Africa. Like that out of Africa thing just blow me, sus. Like, for real. I'm just like, how can we say that it was indigenous people all over the world? And it's indigenous people to every land, every continent, every little island or whatever. But life started in Africa and everybody originated in Africa. So how did the people in Snake Island or Sentinel Island get there? Did they take a boat from Africa? How did the people from Madagascar get there? Did they take a boat from Africa? Like, how did the people the Samoans get over there in Hawaii? Did they take a boat from Africa? Did they migrate from Africa? Like, why everybody got to be from Africa? Like, did the white man come from Africa?
Yeah. When you look at all the indigenous people of the world, they all look like they all melanated like so-called black people, but all black people not the same. Like if you look at the Aboriginal Australians, So and again, they would have to prove that the Garden of Eden is in Africa. There's no proof or anything points to the Garden of Eden being in Africa. Not absolutely nothing. And when you go by the Bible, which is the only thing that tells you about the Garden of Eden, right? We only know about it because of the Bible. Like we just read, the Bible does not describe Africa as being that Garden of Eden. It doesn't describe it as being that place, right? So if you can't prove that was the Garden of Eden, and Noah's sons, they overspread the earth. They went in different directions and overspread the earth. So all the indigenous people of earth were so-called black people, but they weren't all the same. And again, if you saying they all came up out of Africa, that's how you know it's something with that. That's an agenda. Basically, that conceals the identity. That's basically like that's a weapon for colonizers. We're gonna just say everybody came out of Africa because all the indigenous people of all the different lands are like the indigenous people of Europe are black too, right? But if you say that all so-called black people come from Africa, now you're taking away the land from all the black people in all these different continents. Because you're saying you're not from here, you're from Africa. That's basically what that is.
And that's what makes it diabolical, because they not trying to just disenfranchise us. They're doing it to all melanated people around the world by saying we are from Africa, and the Africans ain't even from Africa. They were shipped there. They ain't indigenous to that land. But that's a whole nother conversation we go have next week.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I kind of think I know you're going, but I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna wait till next week. I kind of feel exactly where you're going.
Yeah, they ain't from Africa. They got shipped there. So because and that's why when you ask an African, hey, what's your genealogy, where your ancestors at, they don't know. They can't tell you.
No,
They can't tell you
no.
because they ancestors ain't from Africa.
Most of them come from
But
India. Most of these people come from India anyway. Most Africans actually came from India.
mm, mm, mm. We ain't about to open up Pandora's box this week, sis, because that'll be a whole nother hour conversation for real. Like, because
Yeah.
man, they just when I found that out, that blew my mind. Like, what? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what kills the out of Africa right there. Like, it wasn't even Africans ain't even African. Like, what?
Yeah, because they migrated.
Yep.
But none of those people are in their original places. None of them. None of them can
And
say,
a lot of
"Oh,
them got
we were here hundreds of years ago."
a lot of them got brought down here by the French. Got brought to Africa by the French. That's why the French had such a grip hold on Africa, on North Africa, and all them countries in Africa for so long. And now that Africa done so-called supposedly kicked them out, which we know they just signed another 360 deal that up under the table. Africa is always gonna be up under the French desk. They always gonna be up under the French desk getting the French right. They don't care. Like, they sign so many of these 360 deals and get screwed by everybody that they sign the deals with, and then they sit and wondering why they country look like that. This is the crazy part about Africa, right? And I love Africa's, but they had all these years. They have not been enslaved.
No. And you went mute too. You just went mute.
Yeah, but they haven't been enslaved. Not on Africa. Not as long as we have. They just like everybody else, they had a leg up on us. Everybody had a head start. They had a 400-year head start, and look at them now. Look at the $5 Indians. Look at the Hamites. Look at the Puerto Ricans. Look at the Haitians. Everybody that talks shit about us, look at them. We are the richest melanated people on this earth. Like, they can't compete where they don't compare, and that's what's making them mad. Because now, before we wasn't talking our shit before. Now we popping off, and that's why everybody's salty, because we popping off. When black folk pop off, we just rub it all the way in. We rub it all the way in, because we dunking on y'all. We outscoring y'all in football. We outscoring y'all in water polo. Y'all came up with water polo, and we overtook it. We outscoring y'all in hockey. We sing better than y'all. We look better than y'all. We dress better than y'all. We dance better than y'all. When you add all the equation, why would you want to hate us? Like, why would you want to hate us? Like, if I wasn't black, I would hate the hell out of y'all. Like, I would hate black folks. Like, for real. Like, I had to really think about it. Like, man, it ain't their fault. It ain't their fault they hate us. It's our fault, because we the shit. Like, we the shit, man. We even influence how people worship their God. And they don't even serve the same God as us, but we influence that. All right. Influence that. All right. Look at the African churches over there. They Christian churches look like our Christian churches, don't they?
They got African churches. They probably
got African. You know, the first one of the first Christian churches was in Ethiopia, Naxos, Ethiopia. It sits 40 feet down 30 feet down in the ground, and it raises up 40 feet, and it's in the shape of a cross.
But that makes sense, because that's why they'll tell you that the Ethiopian Bible is the oldest Bible, But it's like, wait a
Mm-hmm.
minute, Ethiopians weren't even Hebrew Israelites. I mean, a
Mm-hmm.
few of them may have been like, Moses may have married, what I'm saying, an Ethiopian woman. A few of them may have been
Yeah.
tied in, but they weren't Hebrew Israelites, right? Though that's
Mm-hmm.
Ham. So why would you have a Bible? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, why would you have something that was written by Shem? So that does make sense, like what you just said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got and then they got another one where you have to climb like 200 feet, 250 feet up on a mountain ridge, and then walk across a 8-foot plank to go into the church. I said, man, y'all just won't see me on Sunday, bro. Like,
Okay.
ain't nobody gonna do that. I'm not about to risk my life to go worship no idol. The hell, like, get out of here.
Okay.
But again, like, we was doing it every Sunday when we was getting in our cars and going to church, and we could have got hit in an accident. I remember one time me and my sister had an accident going to church. A white lady hit us up. So, I mean, you never know, but it's crazy that that we have all this proof now about us being the indigenous people of this land, and everybody is just like, no, y'all not. No, y'all not. Y'all from Africa. Like, man, stop pushing us over
Mhm.
there. Stop pushing Africa on us.
Why
I'm
does it
starting to
hurt
like,
so bad?
yeah, huh?
No, I'm agreeing. Like, why does it hurt so bad? Because they don't want nobody. It's better if nobody can claim these lands. That's how you know this land is the promised land. Because
Mm-hmm.
they all want to be here. You can't claim these lands. They don't care if you go claim anywhere else, right? They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody who claims these lands, you start seeing like, I don't even do the demons thing because that's New Testament talk, right? But you start
Yeah,
literally seeing the demons come out of these people when you talk about being indigenous to America. Like you can actually
right.
see it in them. You can see the hatred in them, right? You can see it in
Yeah,
them for a black person to claim these lands. It's like, well, y'all don't mind if we claim lands in Africa. Well, they know you ain't never going to Africa. But the claim here, because here is the promised land. And if you start claiming here, that means you're gonna start fighting for this back.
yeah,
That's they were fighting.
yeah. They don't want that, so you right. That was a good point right there too. Yeah. Once we see, we can call ourselves black Americans all day, but once we put that foundational in front of it, they like, oh no,
Mhm.
no, y'all not. No, y'all not. Like, then the $5 Indians come out the.
Okay. Even the shouting in church. Oh, you muted too. You just been mute.
Oh, okay, I'm back. Yeah. What you say? What the shouting at the church? What now?
Even with the shouting in church, how so-called Black Americans shout, that's like the line dances. That's what the Indians be imitating. When they be trying to do
Mm-hmm.
the circle line dances, they be trying to imitate what our people do every week, not even knowing that you're
Mm-hmm.
doing something that's indigenous to this land.
Right. Talking about some they calling for water. No, you not. Shut up. Y'all don't know how to do a water dance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Okay.
y'all don't know how to. Yeah, y'all don't know how to do the water dance. Our people know how to do it. They pray to the Most High by praising His name. That was a water dance. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's how you pray for
Even
water. You know what I'm
even the
saying?
foot walk,
Say what? Right? Yeah,
even
they crazy,
the foot
man.
walk too.
But
Like
we, but
claiming your
we, you
stick.
know, right? You silly. But yeah, we getting back to what we supposed to be and what we supposed to do. Turn that down, Papa. And go put some pants on. Pants and socks. Oh, yeah, we getting back to what we supposed to be doing and where we supposed to be, and it's a beautiful thing. And the Most High is waking up people, and the Most High is allowing, like you brought out, that the Most High use Cyrus. I'm sorry, use Cyrus. He's using Trump like Cyrus to wake up the people. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
hey, like you said, man, hey, the Black Americans, they look more like Indians than me. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
y'all can't. This man is just sitting here just talking shit out of his ass. He just ain't talking. He just ain't talking it. You know what I'm saying? Trump is a whistleblower. Look, what people don't understand. That's why they got him out of here last time, because he was blowing the whistle on all that other stuff that was going on. So now he back in office, and he made sure that they couldn't get him out or impeach him. And so now he's just like, man, I'm gonna just do what I want. And people are like, man, he's taking all these black artifacts. What it is that he's taking it because some of them are inaccurate. Some of them are inaccurate, and they don't depict us in the right way. You know what I'm saying? And he like, man, take that shit out of that. Ain't if it ain't accurate, we don't want it in the museums. Like, I get it, and some of it is he taking some of it down, and I think it's a lot of propaganda for real. Just like they said, black unemployment is down. Unemployment been down for a while. Because when you can go into a McDonald's and see a 40-year-old Mexican in there cooking on being a fry cook, you know what I'm saying? Where your daughter, your son, your teenage daughter, your teenage son supposed to have that job, then it's a problem. And that's been going on for years, way before Trump came into, you know what I'm saying, a situation. So yeah, it's crazy, but you know, I don't want to hold you too much longer, sis. Like, Jacob then already dropped out, and we had a good deal, and I want to definitely talk about, these Africans not being Africans, but we go get to that soon and very soon. But you got any closing comments you want to tell the people or say anything, before we go ahead and get on out of here?
No, just read the Old Testament, start from page 1, continue to read. Make sure you keep the laws and commandments. That's your wisdom. And please do your genealogy. This out of Africa theory they teaching y'all is a lie. They just using it to take your land and gentrify your neighborhood. And I thank the creator for giving me this wisdom and for like basically linking us up with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good when the remnant can come together. And anytime y'all, you know what I'm saying, you want to talk like me and your code. He having phone problems today. I know, but he definitely wanted, he gonna be straight next time.
Oh yeah, we go get him. I gotta make sure I hit him earlier in the week and see what's going on with him. Just make sure that everybody's set up, because we had the other brother on here, and I think it was gonna be a good conversation. But we just it was kind of last minute, so But we go get it, and we go have a good conversation one day. And really bring some truth to the matter. We've been bringing truth to it, and but we go get back to the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Right.
Yeah, all praise, sis. I appreciate you getting on here with us, and like it's always a beautiful thing to have you on and to share your knowledge and your wisdom with us, and like keep up the good fight, and hey, do your part for the delineation movement, because I know I am. Like, so, hey, all praise to the Lord. You good? You have a good night, sis. I'll talk to you next week.
Okay, good night, y'all. Peace.
Peace, y'all. Peace.